1977. In a quiet office in Ohio, a man reads a long sheet of computer paper. His eyes stop on a short column of numbers and letters. He grabs a red pen, circles them, and writes one word. Wow! That single word named one of the greatest mysteries in science. A radio signal from deep space, strong and clear, lasting just 72 seconds. And then, it was gone. To understand it, we need a radio telescope. Not one you look through with your eye, but a huge machine that listens to the sky. This one was called the Big Ear, at Ohio State University. The Big Ear had a bold goal. It was listening for a message from another world. Scientists call this search SETI, the search for life beyond Earth. On August 15, 1977, the Big Ear was aimed toward a constellation called Sagittarius. No human was watching. A computer wrote down all it heard. The machine did not save sound. It printed rows of numbers and letters onto paper. Most nights, the sky is almost silent, so the paper was full of low numbers and blank spaces. Empty. A few days later, an astronomer named Jerry Ehman sat down to check the printouts. He ran his finger down the columns, looking for anything strange. Then he saw it. A sudden line of high numbers. Those characters were a code for strength. They meant the signal was powerful, far louder than the background of space. Ehman was so surprised that he circled them in red and wrote one word. Wow! So what made this signal special? It was narrowband. That means it came in on one thin, exact frequency, like a single note on a piano. Nature usually makes wide, messy noise. Not this. And the frequency was strange. It sat very close to the hydrogen line, near 1420 MHz. Hydrogen is the most common thing in the universe, so scientists had long said, if aliens ever call, they may call here. The signal rose to a peak, then faded, over 72 seconds. That was exactly how long the Big Ear pointed at a single spot as the Earth turned. The signal behaved just as a real source in deep space should. It did not look like interference from a plane, a satellite, or a machine on the ground. There was only one problem. To be sure in science, you must find it again. So the astronomers turned the telescope back to the same patch of sky, for weeks. They waited. Nothing. The signal never came back. Not the next night, not the next year. Over the decades, astronomers pointed far more powerful telescopes at that same region. Still silence. A signal that appears once, and never repeats, is almost impossible to study. You are left with one piece of evidence, and a huge question. So what was it? Some blamed signals from Earth, bouncing off space junk. But that should not sit so perfectly on the hydrogen line. No idea ever quite fit. In 2017, one astronomer suggested a natural source, a comet. A cloud of hydrogen gas around a passing comet, he said, had made the signal. For a moment, the mystery seemed solved. But most scientists were not convinced. Comets do not send out such strong, narrow signals. And a comet moves too slowly to leave the telescope in 72 seconds. Even Ehman did not agree. Newer studies keep testing fresh ideas, from distant stars to clouds of cold gas. But no explanation, natural or artificial, has ever been confirmed. The honest answer is still the same. We do not know. We may never know. The Big Ear itself is gone now, taken apart in the 1990s to build a golf course. But its most famous night lives on, in one circled line of code, and one word. Somewhere toward Sagittarius, something spoke, once, for just over a minute. Maybe it was nature in a form we do not yet understand. Maybe it was something else. It has never spoken again. And so it waits, the strongest hint we have ever caught, and the one we still cannot explain. A single wow from the silence between the stars. If this story stretched your English and your imagination, stay with the channel. Next time, a man who jumped from a plane with a fortune in cash into a storm at night and vanished forever. His name, he said, was D.B. Cooper.